Hello, electronics class. So I am not here today, so we're going to proceed anyway, and you're going to do a whole bunch of stuff in my absence. And what I'd like you to start off with is experiment 6, which is called very simple switching. And you're going to be using these little switches right here. They're very satisfying little switches. They have two little positions. You can move the switch. They have three prongs at the end. Well, that's weird. And you're going to figure out what these things do, and you're going to build a circuit that's in your textbook about that. Now, you're going to want to test for what's called continuity with your multimeter. And to do that, you take your multimeter and you turn it right here to this setting, and then it probably shows like a little weird symbol right there. Hit function, and it should be like a little speaker sign. It's going to make some noise, and it will if you touch the two leads together here. It's going to make a little noise, and that noise is telling you that the electricity can get through that path with almost no resistance. Basically, it's just a wire. And you're going to use that to test the switches. In fact, testing for continuity is extremely useful, especially when it comes to soldering things, just to make sure that you actually make the connection that you thought you did, and did you not make connections that you don't want. So it's an extremely useful feature. You're going to use it for the switching. So do the switching one. And I think you might have some time after that. And then we're going to go a little bit backwards and wrap up series and parallel circuits. So we've built some series and parallel circuits already with LEDs. We've seen some of their neat properties. But what if we just put resistors in series or in parallel? And for this, as you have all requested here, you said, hey, Ms. Chipkin, we want to use the breadboards. So take out your breadboard. Looks like this. And I have 3 resistors that I've put in parallel right here. Now, the way that a breadboard works, as you can see from the screen, is that all of these little rows are connected. So right here, you can see all these 5 little holes are connected. Those are the 5 little holes, like right here, for example. There's 2 sides. The other side is not connected here, so there's a break in the middle. And then your breadboard has what's called a bus on the side. So for example, all of these are connected and all of these are connected. Actually, there might be a break in the middle, but you can figure that out with your continuity test. So go ahead and put your resistors in here and see what kind of resistance you get if you have several of them in parallel. And then you can also put them in series like this, where the electricity has to go through one resistor, then the other, versus here where the electricity has a choice of which one to go through. I put some additional wires on here so I could easily attach the alligator clips from the multimeter. And if you'd like to make your own wires, it's fairly simple. But you will have to go into the cabinet and get out some wire strippers. And there's a box called wire strippers. It's in the cabinet where you store your kits. So just take a look for it here. And a wire stripper is a fairly nice little device. It has some numbers on here. You probably can't see them. And what you want is the number 22, because you're using 22 gauge wire. So this wire stripper does 2 things. If you put the little wire through a little hole and you squeeze it and you yank it, it's going to pull off the plastic off of the wire, giving you a little bit of a metal edge, so you can either say attach a probe right here, or you can stick it right into your board like that here. Now the other cool thing that these wire strippers can do is down here is just a scissor. So if you spool off some of your wire, you can cut it down here, and then you can strip it using the hole that says 22 here. Okay, and once you get a wire stripper here, it's yours to keep. Put it in your kit because you'll be using this a lot. like a lot. Okay, and I think that's basically it. I'm going to give you a little assignment to do with series and parallel circuits. You're going to have to answer some questions, mostly multiple choice questions. So run the experiments and figure it out. And I think that's it. So have a great class, and yeah, maybe I'll be able to see you on Wednesday or Thursday. Um, Hopefully, I'll be feeling better at that point. All right.